In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, peace be upon you. Apologies, I speak slowly. To speed up this video, click on settings, bottom right of this screen, then click on speed and select a suitable speed. In this video, I want to talk about Allah's lessons in nature, especially the garden. I'd like to focus on the garden. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches us using nature and the world around us, and I believe those with wisdom are able to start understanding the lessons about life from nature. For me, it took a bit of a breakdown before I started seeing things differently, let's say, seeing the symbolism around me. Okay, so let's get started. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tries to teach men things using nature. I do think he focuses on teaching the men because they're in a position of power and authority over women. They do, if you look at positions of power, they mainly belong to men in a relationship. Although some women are violent towards their husbands, generally it's the other way around. So the garden is a beautiful thing, and what could it represent? Now, in my humble opinion, the garden can represent the wife or the female in a relationship, and you can witness how well a man looks after his wife by looking at the garden. If it's a nice, well-maintained garden, then you know that the wife is being looked after, he's giving her attention. And in the picture I have, although it might not be the sort of garden that you like, it's a garden that's growing crops, and perhaps there has been a lot of effort go into that garden to produce the crops. Okay, so if the wife has to call in a gardener because the husband is not maintaining the garden, then that is actually not a very good sign for the marriage or the relationship. It shows an uncaring husband. Perhaps the wife will have to get another gardener in for more than one reason. A husband who doesn't look after his garden is idolatrous, in my opinion. He is not worshipping Allah, and he worships the Tesco god to provide his food. And if you commit idolatry and you are adulterous to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then he will give you what you deserve. And I hope I don't need to clarify what I mean by that. Okay, if the garden does have plants, but they are non-edible plants and trees, then perhaps the one who nurtures the garden is a fake person. They want to demonstrate a fertile, caring image to the world, but really they are not. Perhaps that's too harsh. Perhaps he's just a sheeple, lacking in independent thought, and he just follows others, quite happy to grow genetically modified plants and that have little value. I've got a picture here. It says, live as kings, not as pawns, and grow food, not lawns. Because there is no point in growing a lawn, but if you grow food, you take charge, and the only one you depend on is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, now a lot of people these days cement over their gardens, so they have very few plants, like in the picture, and the plants they have are generally pointless plants. And what I believe such gardens represent are someone whose heart is that of stone. Such people have stone hearts, and sometimes they think they're a believer, they think they're a good person, but really they're very far from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and sadly they don't even know it. So, for example, there may be a man with a 5-inch beard who prays 5 times a day, but the bottom line is he has a heart of stone, and it is likely that such a person would be a hypocrite as well. And such people need to reflect and keep a check on themselves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to wear the garment of righteousness and have a merciful heart that is fertile. Okay, not a heart of stone. So I pray that Allah guides us, protects us, and gives us peace. I pray that Allah guides the Satanists. Excuse me, it's getting late now, so I'm a bit tired. Guides the Satanists, Antichrist, Gog and Magog, and the devil to the straight path. May the ultimate success be that all creation unite for truth and justice. And I pray that Allah guides us again and He grants us all forgiveness. I pray that He makes the children be a source of peace for the parents, and the parents be a source of peace for the children. And may Allah make me a source of peace for all, and may I achieve martyrdom defending the vulnerable. Can I just say that I say this prayer because of some verses that I read in the Quran, that when Allah was going to create mankind, the angels asked Him why He was going to do it, because mankind would kill and shed blood. And Allah said that He knew what the angels didn't know. So I have hope that that Allah knew that we would all turn out to be really brilliant, and we would all repent and ask for forgiveness and change our ways. So that is the verse that I hold on to when I say this prayer. So Allah Hafiz, God protect you all, and God is great. Allahu Akbar.